September 30th, 2016, also known as the turning point of your career. Tell us about that.
Turning point. It was like fast going before that time. Everything was going smooth. I thought it was, and then that day happens, and couple of mistakes, wrong judgment, and then everything was taken away from me. Um, and then after that, or during that moment, I don't really know what to think, what to say, and what to feel. And then I realized that actually that circumstance happens for me. Looking back now, that actually has to happen for me. I draw closer to my faith. My family has been around with me through that moment, and then now where I'm at right now at Broad River, I'm so thankful that actually happens for me, because it made me realize that, and be thankful of everything that's going on in my life.
Join Charlie Maloof as he explores the personal journeys of Broad River Retail's very own memory makers. Welcome to Stories from the River.
Okay, let's go back a little bit before that date. Can you tell us a little bit about your story, your career, your background before joining Broad River Retail?
Yeah. So born and raised from the Philippines. I have had to leave the country when I was 19. I lived in Dubai for about 4 years, worked mostly in an office setup, admin job, and then moved to Singapore to join my girlfriend, now my wife. She started working there, and there's when I actually developed my passion for furniture. I had been hired to do first like office job in a furniture setup. It was a very small furniture store. They build furniture for you, design and everything like that. Lease and sell. It was something that I don't know anything about, and so that 4 years helped me be more passionate about it, the customer service and stuff. So forward to when we moved to the United States back in 2015, I told my wife I had to work in a furniture company, and luckily this is where we landed in Aiken, and then Augusta was the closest store for me. You all given me a chance, and the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad that we did. And by the way, I know you drove. It's Masters Week as we're recording this, and you drove up from there. And I'm wearing my Masters pullover for you that Manny got me when he went to the Masters and played there, I believe. So we talked. Let's go back a little bit before September 30th. When did you first join Broad River Retail?
It was January 26, I believe, 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your tenure, you were off to the races. Then we had to part ways September 30th of that same year.
Yeah.
And then you moved on to a different company for several months. And then how did it come back that you came back with us?
It was many, really, that I would say one of the main reason I was able to come back is I was in discussion, and then Manny made a phone call directly to me, and he said just a praise of, we want you here. And the next day I did tender and said, hey, I think I wanna go back to Ashley. I mean to Broad River. They have given me a chance of redemption. I think this is it for me.
I love it. I love it. And was it really about the opportunity, about something about our company, or was it just that shot at redemption?
Well, it's a mix of everything. First of all, like everything was going well from the day I joined to that point. Like I thought that I had the opportunity to be a special, like it was made in heaven. Like
in 2016.
In 2016.
Yeah, remember, and I think you do remember this. Remember the chat with the champ?
Yes.
You were like the first chat with the champ that we did, like in April 2016. I can't believe it was that long ago.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, you were off to the races and just crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I thought that month, which is April as well, which is a master's month, right? I thought that was the springboard for me. I have nothing when I come here, and that month happened, and that definitely like changes the trajectory of where I'm going to with the company. I mean, again, the September happened, but I wanted to go back. I said, this is home. I mean, I felt that I'm always welcome, and if money will call you personally, that means something. That means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've had not one, but two day ones. You had your first day one.
Yes.
And then you had your second day one. Which do you remember more?
The first one.
Okay, tell us about the first day, the original day one.
The original day one. It was overwhelmingly exciting. I've been out of work for the last 4 months. There was a process in getting work permit when I moved here. So I moved here like the year before, somewhere in the middle, like September, and then process has to be submitted. I got it early January, and then I got a call. The process background check has taken longer because I'm from overseas, right? So I think everybody was so accommodating, like very approachable. But really, that day was just excitement, full of excitement. I have nothing that I would change about that day, but I'm just really excited until now. Really,
that's great.
Yeah,
until now. Let's try to keep that excitement high.
Yeah.
So you've been a sales manager with us, and now you hold the title of Home Furnishings Expert. When did you first become a Home Furnishings Expert?
2 years ago. It was also the first part of the year, and then pandemic happens, and I lost the title, and then I got it back last year. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, want to keep it.
Yeah, that's right. We need you to keep it. We need you to keep it. That's like the cream. That's like the peak perform designation, right? I mean, we have fewer experts than we do $1 million memory makers.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So by the way, how many times have you been a $1 million memory maker with us?
About 4 years. Well, it will be 5th year this year, hopefully.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So it's been a good, illustrious career, and we're so glad that you came back and you're doing so well right now. So you talked about a low point that you turned around, and you talked about what that meant for you. What have been some of the high points? Like, our purpose is furnishing life's best memories. What have been some of your best memories at the river?
There's a lot. Every day you actually make memory. With either mostly your customers, but of course with everybody that you work around with. I think galas are the one of the best ones, but one that stood out the most for me is like the Purpose 828.
Yeah,
we got Inky Johnson. From then on I followed him. So
that's good. Yeah, you were one of the special invitees for that.
I was
for that summit and event when Inky came to speak to us. That's great. We got to do more of those now that the pandemic's over.
Hope so.
In person. Yeah. So we just changed the store. Let's talk about the new Augusta store. So last year, you were involved with the shutdown of the original old Augusta store where you started the Augusta, Georgia store. And we moved into the bigger, fresher, newer Augusta store. First of all, what was it like to shut down a store and sell off all of that inventory?
It was challenging, I would say. First of all, challenging in the sense of you're going to have to help move furniture, wrap furniture for flybys, and on weekends when there's no help, you're gonna have to carry furniture, dismantle furniture. Yeah,
physically demanding.
Basically, however, it has given us the opportunity, a lot more opportunity, because it's a talk of the town. So people are coming in, shopping around, and all that good stuff.
Well, let me ask you this. Did they ever mistakenly think, our customers, that we were going out of business for good?
Yeah, there are a few. And so we have to be very clear in saying that, hey, we are moving to a better location. This is not a liquidation sale.
Yeah.
So every time, we have to say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now we're in a new store. What can you tell us about the new store?
Oh, it's amazing. We thank everybody that put their visual, their everything, the decorations and everything is just perfect. It's amazing.
Well, it's really unique. I mean, it's the first time we ever converted a grocery store. It was a former Kroger. It's our largest store, over 47,000 plus square feet, almost 50,000 square feet. It's a 2-in-1, but it's a combo store with 2 entrances. Meaning how do you explain? Can you explain to our guests what that means? Like to have a combo store with part home store, part outlet.
Yeah. So what I normally tell is our customers is, hey, we are best of both worlds, right?
Yeah.
We can cater any of your needs. If you need something for your own room, or you need something for rental, we got something for you, and we even have something that you can carry out today. So it actually brings a lot of foot traffic, and we love it. We benefited from that.
Do you think you personally have benefited?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's great. and so I know you love selling sleep and mattresses, and you have a lot of success doing that. How have you been enjoying that expanded, beautiful new sleep gallery?
I think that's the best sleep gallery, and I've always tell the new hires whenever they are like, hey, look across the street, we have the best gallery. You got all the potential, you have all the opportunity, the tools that we have here. And so I think this store is doing really good in sleep. So
yeah. Absolutely. Very well.
Yeah.
COVID, we're 2 years in. COVID happened. Did you furlough during COVID for a period of time?
For a short period of time, yeah.
And then when you came back and we had to wear masks, how was it selling face-to-face, doing that face-to-face retail with a mask during the pandemic?
It was different. First of all, you have to be creative in expressing and speaking to the guests, and you have to be able to adapt. You want to be safe, both of customers and yourself, but at the same time, listening more closely and smiling with your eyes instead of your mouth.
How do you do that?
It's kind of hard, but
smiling with your eyes.
Yes.
While wearing a mask. Yeah. Because you can see that. Yeah.
You can see that. Yeah, and then the enthusiasm, I believe, it does get us more creative in expressing ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's. I just can imagine the challenges. Yet we still broke records last year.
Yeah.
So that's great. I love to see you light up when you think about it and look back at that. So you had another great year last year. I guess your 4th year being $1 million memory maker. During a pandemic, stimulus and everything else, and supply chain, what was your mindset throughout the year last year?
It was a little tricky for me. Situation is different for me because I thought that half of the year we have to go back. And we had been extended. So the situation is tricky, but mindset is always give your best. Like I always give my best every day I step into that store. It's not just a store, but basically everything I do in my life, I want to be the best version of myself.
Well, you don't take it for granted, right? Because you know that you could be forced to leave.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a whole other perspective of appreciation, I can imagine.
That's correct.
That's fantastic. So since you've been a memory maker here at the River, what is something that you've learned about yourself, or about what you've been able to accomplish that surprised even you?
Actually, there's a lot that the Broad River has offered me. But one thing that I would be forever grateful is going to be that I was given the chance to step out of my comfort zone. I was given a chance to lead, in sleep department in Augusta for a long time. Mm-hmm. I mean, the only reason I really stepped down for now is because I might be going back again. Mm-hmm. I hate it, but the opportunity that was given to me is something that I would carry in my life wherever I go. And if I stay, then basically I've learned something for myself.
I love that.
Yeah.
So did you expect before you started to be this successful, to achieve this level of success?
No, expecting is a different thing, but actually I think I want it from day one. When I hear stories about, hey, there was a president club and all that is going on around that being successful in the business, I said, I want to do that. And then that April of 2016 happens. And then I said, okay, then I think I can do it.
I love it.
Yeah.
yeah, success builds upon itself, and that confidence builds upon itself.
Right.
So other than that, what do you think differentiates your level of performance from others in retail sales for us who don't achieve that level of performance? What's the differentiator?
I would say the commitment that I put in there as to work. Whenever I build or I deal with the customer, I try to build that relationship, and they will have my information, my number. They can call me 24/7. I always tell them,
really,
24/7.
You're always available.
I'm always available.
Do they do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there will be days when I'm off, and I would say, whenever I say something, or whenever I promise something to a customer, like they call me on my off day, and I said, give me tomorrow, I'll be be with you. Then that's the first thing I have to do. I never break any promise. I try to at least and be always trustworthy for the guest.
Yeah, no, I like that. Hey, do you set goals for yourself?
Absolutely.
Do you have goals for this year?
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing them?
Well, if I am going to be staying, which I hope and pray.
Yes, please.
I want to go to the next level. I did almost 2.3 last year. Of course, I wanna go 2.3 or 2.4 this year. But at the same time,
1.3 or 2.
I'm sorry, 1.3. I was watching
Leah.
So 1.3.
You're going to get to $2 million. You're going to get there. I know it. Yeah, especially in that big beautiful store.
Oh yeah.
So how important is goal setting in general?
Very important. That's always my blueprint.
Really?
Like it is my reminder. If there are days that I don't feel like, hey, this is your goal.
That's it. It keeps you on track. Like,
Keep you on track.
The goal means something to me. I set the goal. I wrote it down. I'm not coming off track, even if I don't feel like it.
Right.
Yeah. That's wise counsel. So Joseph, help us get to know you a little bit better with 3 simple words. I'm going to ask it this way. Let's say you're done working, you're at the end of your career, and you're looking back at the career that you had. Okay. And people will, as they do to anyone, they're going to talk about you and talk about what you meant to them or how they remembered you. What 3 words come to your mind as the 3 words that you want to have be said about you or to describe you?
I would say, first of all, I want to be the fun guy.
The fun guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
So I always think that people may forget what you say or what you do over time, but they would never forget how you made them feel. Right. Yeah. So if I would leave anything, it's gonna be that, hey, that guy is fun. Like, okay. I mean, he brings brightness in the room.
Love it.
The second thing I would say, I'm just the simple guy too. Okay. What you see is what you get. I always try to feel treat everybody with fairness, whatever our relationship is.
Genuine, authentic, through and through. Yeah, okay. So fun, simple.
And the third one, I want to be the guy that is optimistic. For whatever's going on out there could be highs and lows. Like I said, I always look for the brighter side of it.
That's great. That's such a great characteristic and trait. So I know that it always takes a village. There's always contributors to help us be successful. Who are some of the unsung heroes in your world, and what do they do to help you be successful?
Well, my world, I mean, almost everybody, I would say. But if I would give somebody the credit, I would give it to my wife.
Smart man.
Well, basically, she sticks with me to whatever has happened, and she is the first one to encourage me, and she critiques me. I mean, from time to time, which I love. Yeah. Right. Yeah. In the store, ever since I joined back, I think Jason has been a consistent person. Your
general manager.
My general manager. Yeah. He has been a consistent person that has been there. I mean, we took the store from a silver to platinum together, and I think he cares deeply for everybody. So that's
phenomenal. And going from silver to platinum, so tell our audience what that means.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the store designation. Yeah. when I first joined, we I think just stepped down to the silver, and then when we come back, and Jason and I, so we got it to the gold, and then when we moved to the new store, even in the process of moving to the new store, we hit that platinum.
That's
so
great.
That's actually like how well the store is performing.
Yeah, so silver is 6 to 9 million, and gold is 9 to 12, and then so you got it to beyond 12 million on your way to titanium.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's more than like doubling the sales. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's really great. Okay, word of the year. We love a good word of the year, and this year it's thrive.
Right.
What does it mean? And you thrived last year, during the pandemic, but what does it mean for you to thrive?
I think for whatever the circumstances, you just have to keep going. Flourish on whatever you do, whatever I do. I try to keep going forward, and in a positive direction, of course.
Yeah. I think moving forward, and that's exactly it. That's like the definition of thrive.
Yeah.
Moving forward, and doesn't mean that it's always linear. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but the over a long period of time, it's going forward because you had a step back, but you still use that to improve and redeem and go forward. So
that's correct.
So then if others are coming to you to say, Joseph, you've had so much success and you've thrived, how can I thrive? Like, what advice would you give to a fellow memory maker to help him or her thrive this year?
I would say don't be content. Don't be complacent. Keep going and stay hungry. I am a student of life. I am a student of this business, and I try to keep my mind open. Try to be sponge to learn a lot more new things.
Where does that come from? Where does that hunger and that openness and that willingness, that desire to learn come from, in your opinion?
I think it's the purpose again, and then the commitment, and then and the goal that you want to achieve.
Got it. What is the best advice you've ever received?
That's a lot. But one thing that's got stuck with me since I was young is one of my father's. It was in Filipino, but I think what he meant is like you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you plant a kindness or love and goodness, kindness and all that good stuff, you actually eventually the universe will have its way giving it back to you.
That's great advice. That's
Right.
great advice. So someone starting on the sales floor today and it's a brand new hire, what advice would you give that person?
I always actually been asked of that whenever there's a new hire in the store.
I'm sure that they come to the expert to ask the expert, what do I do?
And typically I would say don't get caught up on the emotions of the highs and lows of this business, especially when you starting. Be patient, but at the same time, there will be days that you feel that everything's going on your way, and there will be days that what am I doing wrong, right? So I would say again, like I always say, keep going. Sometimes it takes just one, and you can change your day. You can change somebody else's day or life, with that.
Yeah, we heard Leah talk about that, and it's advice she's got.
Yeah.
It takes just one, and it's so true. Like it's the mental game on the sales floor.
Yes.
There's gonna be super highs and super lows, and some of those lows could be from a cancellation or a delivery issue, but maintaining that even keel and just staying forward. If you can win that mental game, that's great advice because you can be successful. Yeah. But you gotta expect that there's going to be lows and expect adversity.
Absolutely.
But what are the critical qualities or characteristics of a peak performer on the sales floor?
Enthusiasm. Always be that friendly face for the customers, the guests that you encounter with. You don't know what they have been dealing with the whole day. Sometimes you think that, hey, they're not talking to me or whatever, but be that light, be that the positive person that actually cares for them. That's the main thing.
I think that's great advice.
Yeah.
Okay, Joseph, if you could go back to your original first day and give advice to your younger self, or just tell your younger self, hey, here's what life is going to be like at the river, what would you tell that younger Joseph?
Well, river as it is, there are parts where it's calm and there are parts that are loud and rocky, right? So I would tell myself that, hey, just enjoy the ride. I mean, there will be different days and different, but enjoy it. Like cherish every moment.
That's a really cool answer. And so the river has its own unique culture, and
Right.
every store has their own unique culture. What do you love about our company's culture?
First of all, truly cares for all the memory makers at the same time as they care for the customer,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we have put in place a lot of different aspects as far as helping guests get a better experience. And at the same time, you recognize everybody. I mean, you empower each HFCs to what they are good at and help them be better. So that is showing the love and care from within.
Yeah, I think this. I appreciate you saying that. And so, everyone always has an opinion from the outside looking in, right?
Yeah.
And because they're not in it, they don't understand it. So, what do you think, like from the outside looking in, would be one of the biggest misperceptions about our company from others?
Maybe that this is just a stop. Like I'm looking for something better, but actually this is a career. You can build a career over in the river, and you can go grow and move forward.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so much opportunity still. We need great people who want to grow.
Absolutely.
I like to say we will grow as far as our people will take us.
Right.
Or not. So we have to have growth-minded people. What is something about you, other than being a fun guy, that would surprise your fellow memory makers?
That I was supposed to be a teacher.
Were
I
you
guess.
really?
Yeah, I graduated in second bachelor's in secondary education with my wife in the same school, and that's where I met her. So
What subject?
it's supposed to be a Filipino, so
Okay.
I wasn't able to use it when I go abroad, and I have never used it anymore.
Okay. Well, how do you apply that teaching mindset in retail? By helping the new hires, or?
Right, or being patient, just being patient. Being a teacher, I mean, I think she's more patient than me, but I think being patient on everything that's happening, and just be calm as you can be, because everything will work out just fine.
Those are good transferable characteristics. So we love our teachers, but hey, if you're a teacher and you want to join the river, you can be a Home Furnishings Expert. They have transferable skills. But if you love teaching, keep doing that. Okay, if you could change one thing about the company today with the wave of a magic wand, what would it be?
I have heard that before. Mostly I think the delivery and the supply chain would be the right answer. But one thing that, because I have gone through the moving sale, I think I would want the selling of the accessories a little bit more quicker. It was kind of a pain when we were moving. We have to ring up like 300 accessories, and if we can do with the
No,
bar.
that's actually, I've heard that. We have to figure that out. How can we have express checkout faster for accessories?
Right.
We got to figure that out. Will, Luke, Stacy McCormick, Carl. Yeah, come up with something here, guys. Okay, let's say that I'm about to retire, and we're looking around for my replacement, and you've done such a great job. So we've selected you to be the new president and CEO at the River, and today is your first day in the new role. What would be your first order of business?
That's gonna be hard, but I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna declare that day to be a Charlie Maluf Day. We're gonna celebrate you and all that you have done,
Well, come
and
on.
yeah,
Okay.
we
All
have
right.
festivities and stuff.
Well, that's not what I was looking for, Joseph. But I was looking for how we could do some things. Anyways, we'll take it. We'll take it. I'm afraid to pull the onion back on that one because I don't know where that might go. Okay, getting back to you then. What do you think are or have been the secrets to your success?
There's no secret, but I think it's more of like finding the right balance, and enjoy what you're doing, or what I'm doing at least. Like, I try not to get burnout in anything, in any aspects of my life. So I try to have time with my family, with my faith, with my health, and then at the same time, then I can maximize everything that I do for the company and for my guests.
Yeah, that's great. I know you love your family. I know you guys just went and saw a movie last night or yesterday. I'm taking my family to see the same one, Sonic.
Sonic.
Yeah. So how much has along those lines, how much has luck or good fortune played a role in your success versus hard work and skill?
I'm a firm believer of the saying that the harder you work, the luckier you get.
That's a good saying.
Yeah. So
let's say that again. The harder you work,
the luckier you get.
That's a Joseph Alcantara right there. That's a quotable. The harder you work, okay, I got you. We'll accept that answer.
Okay.
Mentorship is clearly vitally important.
Yeah.
Where or from whom do you receive your mentorship?
From a lot of different people. I mean, literally every calls, like conference calls and stuff. Mm-hmm. Every time you all speak, basically I try to emulate that and the attitude, the positivity and everything. I learn everything. I learn everything I know from everybody that I have mm-hmm. come across with, and I'm just thankful for it.
That's great. Yeah. And is that same true for your inspiration and your motivation?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say.
So continuous learning, personal growth and development, I think is so vitally important. Mm-hmm. What do you do to improve your skill set, or how, especially having that teaching background, how do you sharpen your saw?
Continuous learning, like I said, being hungry all the time, being a student of this game, mm-hmm. Of this business, and at the same time, when I do teaching or I train, I learn something. Mm-hmm. So it is something that when you share the knowledge, you actually gain something.
I like that. I like that, because when you're teaching, you could, either through the questions they ask you or the
right.
ideas they serve up to you, you can still be a sponge and keep learning, because you can add that to your mix. That's great. Or you can figure out a way to teach them better, differently, that actually resonates. Well, maybe I should try that for myself.
True.
Yeah. When you stop working for the day and you have some time for yourself or your family, what do you like to do for fun or just to relax?
I cook a lot.
Yeah. Well, so tell us what you cook. What are your favorite dishes?
Mostly Filipino foods. Yeah. So I would typically on my off days I would cook for the family, but at the same time, I would make sure that I have time for them. I think it clears my mind after a long week of work. When I cook, then basically I love that when they enjoyed it. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. That's fantastic. Okay, Joseph, this has been fun. Final words of advice to someone who's considering joining the company, who's not a memory maker, and they're thinking of coming to the river. Yeah. What advice would you give to that person?
First of all, I want to use Manny's words. We want you here. And take it from me, this has been the most rewarding that it could be. When I think this was my first job, and then if I have a choice, this is gonna be the last.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So we would like you to be here.
Well, you're doing a great job at the Smashville. You guys are smashing records. That is Joseph Alcantara, Home Furnishings Expert, one of our favorite memory makers, the original Chat with the Champ from April 2016. And we hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please give us a review wherever you listen to it. Subscribe on YouTube or Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, wherever you catch your podcast. And new episodes drop every Wednesday. Joseph, this has been fun. Thanks so much for driving up during Masters Week to join us here for Stories from the River.
Thank you.